He's a bitter man.
Yes, in this world of darkness, derision and despair, let there be light! Entertainment! Cradley heathens, happy days are here again!
Okay then folks, welcome to Bushfest. Early on, I think we've done well, we've got a few in. So much more than last year. After writing 10 letters to every shop in Halesowen, I had a reply from Safeway. Dear David, come for an interview. Worked for them for 18 years. Bit of money to be earned if you work 10 hours every Sunday. Hungover, obviously. Things changed, we got took over by Morrison's. And they wanted us to work for nothing, and we worked very hard. I used to earn good bonuses at Safeway, so we must have performed. In the end, they offered me redundancy, which I took, and put it down as a deposit on the building for this place. On April Fool's Day, 2006. Tried everything, you know. Bit of folk music, bit of poetry, drum and bass, reggae, singles nights. Richard Bruce Clay, Stourbridge author, hosted an open mic, spoken word, poetry, acoustic music night for 4 years down here every Friday.
Years and years ago, I used to come to the Bush. It was on the kind of rambling, random pub crawl that took you around places like Old Hill, Cradley Heath, Quarry Bank. It was not the most successful pub at that stage. It used to keep on going out of business and then starting up again. I don't think the beer was all that good. I think the best you could hope for was probably Bass Special on a good night.
The thing that's stuck all the way through, which we started early on, is comedy.
Well, I went into Kentucky Fried Chicken. I said, can I have a leg and a wing? He threw me out the window.
Charlie counted that we'd had 300 acts go through the doors in 1 year that he was here.
First time at the Bush, I'd been doing comedy about 8 months, but I was really slow, so I was on about my 9th gig. And everyone's going, you got to go to the Bush, you got to go to the Bush, you've not done comedy unless you're at the Bush, and how's your set gone at the Bush, blah, blah, blah. And it became like a kind of, it was like a mecca almost, this kind of red brick building of just joyous wonder, and you have to go there, you have to be there, you have to perform there.
She said, well, can't you put a shelf up there? I said, I told you I don't do DIY. She said, go and get a book because I want a shelf put up there. Go and learn. You're too late to learn. I went down our library. I said, excuse me, can you books on shelves? He said, are you taking the fucking I said, got any books in there to commit suicide? He said, second row, bottom shelf. I said, there's none left. He said, they never bring them back.
And, you know, you do what you do. You contact Dave, you say, can I have a set? He puts you down. Went along and had a really, really good night. And the moment I walked in the room, it's a boozer. It's not a pub, it's a boozer.
Well, if you want the truth, right, I was driving home from Edinburgh, and on the news it said, today, the biggest comedy festival in the world finishes. And I was just driving down at 6 hours to drive, and I thought to myself, the biggest festival in the world, that's a big promise. There must be a smallest festival in the world. But then it turned out there wasn't. And when I mentioned that to Dave, he said, we could be that. And we did.
When you have
have a baby, by the way, I didn't realise this, you have to ring the hospital, right? And a woman on the other end of the phone, who's never met you, knows nothing about you, decides whether or not you can come in and have your baby, right? Who is this woman? I rang the hospital and she said, oh, you got ages yet? You got ages. I said, she's in a lot of pain, Wolf. She says, no, just tell her to relax. She suggested this. She said, she needs a distraction. Why don't she read a book? And then she said, why don't you see if she wants to do some ironing? I said, because it's not 1976, love. Then I looked at the pile and thought, won't do itself, you know what I mean? If you have a cesarean, I'm never going to get through that.
Hello, it's great to be back here at the best al fresco comedy venue in the West Midlands. It's the Hollybush Bushfest. Keep supporting it, it's fantastic. Get a light bulb in the toilets, Dave. Come on.
I thought that we were doing a little thing to show the black country what it sent to Edinburgh. That was the thought I had in my mind, but all of a sudden people like the Falsetto Sock Theatre Company and Milo McCabe started contacting me saying we're up for that, and it was just beautiful. It was a truly beautiful day, and we're going to have another one this year.
This is nice, and there's a marquee, gazebo in it. There's a fine line. When's the marquee? I don't know. So I've just been on at Bushfest. I was on at like 4:30 on Saturday. It was full. It was nice. The regulars are there. There's loads of acts there, people I haven't seen before, and it was brilliant. We've got Dave's bought a gazebo, 170 quid. So it was great. I loved it. I always come to the Bush whenever I can. Have you seen these Alexas? These voice-activated things? They're amazing. You can control everything in your house with them. I haven't actually got one, but my neighbour has. And I worked out if I stand right next to the wall and speak loud enough, I can turn his heating off. He's had his boiler service 3 times this year. It's cost me over £1,000. Great to be here.
It's just good to be back though, isn't it? I mean, all the nonsense is over, so let's start it again. It's just really good. It's just really good to be back, have a proper atmosphere, see good friends, have a good laugh, good comedy. Just brilliant to be back.
I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot about my kids. You've been trying being locked down with a load of kids. You find out, and I've now become an expert in rap. I am. I can't hear it, but what it is, I can't have a conversation with my kids without them going. So I don't know if you know this, but that's actually British Sign Language for I've failed all my GCSEs. I've got no qualifications.
I'm Steve Day and I'm at the Bush. I love coming to Bush, and Bushfest especially. Why I'm here is I'm trying to write a new show with my old jokes. So I'm going to tell some jokes and hopefully a theme will emerge as I'm speaking. But it's so hot, it feels like the earth is dying in a fireball. So I'm doing half an hour, so if the world exists at the end of that, then who knows what I might come up with. But I love the Bush, I love Dave. It's lovely in its scrappy beauty.
This is a retake. And having a good gig is one thing. Having a good gig with the purple curtain behind you, something else.
Yeah, I was at the Chinese takeaway earlier. And I was standing in the queue, and this bloke behind me tapped me on the shoulder, and he told me a joke. And I don't normally tell other people's jokes, but do you want to hear it? Yeah. Jung sing sang yao dao gao gao chung Toga jai mankoi Baba le gamya do chindima Yeng china Sap chung gao chung yeng Wa le janai ho sik do china Sap chung ji hai suyat chung Lo sak gong No yati chindo mo yeng Do sak chung Do hai gao chung yeng bo Oh, perhaps you had to be there.
I mean, I've done here now,
3-4 years in a row, and it's been a joy every time. It's just fantastic atmosphere. You're in a pub, you're outside a pub, you're being heckled by dogs. What's not to love?
Right, so I got involved because I felt an overwhelming desire to perform comedy. I've been told I've been funny ever since I was a child, but I thought, after 40, I better give it a go, see if I enjoy it or not. So that's what I did. Then I looked on livebrom.co.uk and it said Hollybush free comedy, open mic. So I went down and I met a lovely fella called David Francis, who's the landlord, and he invited me in, did my first couple of minutes, went down well, and I've been coming ever since. If you don't know who that is, that's the actual gaffer of the Hollybush. It's David Francis. Thanks to him that we've actually got this festival. Yay! Give it up for Dave, everybody. He's been supporting live comedy for about 50 years now. We get a really nice comedy crowd coming from all up and down the UK, and we support each other, give each other notes, recommendations. So this is pretty much the creative hub of the West Midlands all coming together. And this weekend is really special because it's Bushfest. So we've got loads and loads of acts coming down. So we're going to see what they've been up to for the past year. And we inspire each other as well. When I see a really good set, that inspires me maybe to write better than I normally am, just to get up, to that standard. And yeah, and I really love it here.
Coming to the Bushfest, it's like a ritual for Midlands-based acts. Darren Harriott, Joe Lycett used to come here and play here, so new acts like myself, we've got to kind of come and do the same thing if you want to achieve where they've got to, so looking forward to it.
The Bush is my school. I've learnt more from not just gigging at the Bush, the way it's run or not run. The way it exists as this kind of amorphous beast that just moves forward and things happen. There's way too many people who try and make everything perfect, and I think the one thing the Bush has taught me is it hasn't got to be perfect. Some of the most wonderful times I've spent here have been like when Wolfie's been emceeing as Bruised Foresides, and he's been changing a barrel when an actor's finished. So there's then like a 2-minute gap where the actor walks off stage and nothing happens, and Wolfie being Wolfie doesn't rush back. No. Nonchalantly walk from behind the bar onto the stage. I love that sort of stuff because we live in a facier world. Everything's got to be perfect. Your teeth are never white enough. Your clothes are never flat, and it's just bullshit. It's just got to be what it is, and that's what the Bush is. The Bush is what it is, and that's what I get from it. That's what I've learned from it. Just be what you are.
As a nice little spoken word venue, I think you'd have to go a long way to find anything more welcoming. The Bush is a truly lovely place. It's a local treasure, and I cannot speak more highly of Dave Francis. He's done a magnificent job. I like it here. There you go. Cheers.
No. You keep your distance, missus. Whatever you do, never give up hope, because these have been strange times. So just keep going, keep laughing, and in this world of darkness, derision and despair, for God's sake, let there be light, entertainment. I've been Johnny Sorrow. God bless.
Support the Bush, support local comedy, come down here.